Today, we're diving into a pretty radical idea for the home of the future. And I'm not just talking smart, I'm talking completely 100% self-sufficient.
So let me ask you, is your home really smart? You might have smart lights, a smart thermostat, maybe a fridge that knows when you're out of milk. But what if true smart wasn't about convenience, but about something bigger, like independence?
I mean, think about it. If your home is still hooked up to a power grid that pollutes and, let's be honest, can fail and leave you in the dark, is it really as smart as it could be? Well, it turns out there's a better way. And where this better idea comes from is honestly so inspiring. It's from a team of high school students at Shri Kendriya Vidyalaya Malkapuram in India. Yeah, you heard me right. They've designed a blueprint for a home that's completely self-sustaining. Now, to really appreciate just how clever their idea is, we first need to get a handle on the huge problem they're trying to solve, and that's our deeply flawed energy system. This right here is our modern energy dilemma in a nutshell. On one side, you have the grid, powered by fossil fuels. It's pretty reliable, sure, but it's polluting and expensive. On the other side, you've got renewables, like solar and wind. They're clean, which is great, but what happens when the sun goes down or the wind stops blowing? That energy is hard to store. So we're basically stuck choosing between dirty but reliable and clean but unreliable. And this is exactly where that student project comes roaring in. It's an idea that gives us a brilliant third option. They call it the Smart Renewable House, and the concept is both simple and incredibly powerful. Design a home to be its own personal power plant. It weaves together solar, wind, and hydrogen into a seamless, self-sustaining system. The kicker? Zero emissions. It's not just generating power, it's creating a perfect energy circle. So what makes this so special? First off, it's not just using one renewable source, it's combining three. Second, and this is the genius part, it's obsessed with efficiency. It reuses the heat and the water it produces. This lets it operate completely off-grid, which is the ultimate goal, right? Total energy independence with zero pollution. Okay, so how in the world does this all work? Let's break it down. The simplest way to think about it is like a giant rechargeable battery for your entire house. But instead of running on lithium, it runs on water. Let's walk through this cycle step by step. First, solar panels and wind turbines do their thing, making clean electricity. Easy enough. Second, that electricity is used for a process called electrolysis, which is just a fancy way of saying it splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. Third, those gases are stored safely in tanks. That's your battery. Now for the really cool part. Fourth, when you need power, those gases are recombined in a fuel cell, which creates electricity, but it also creates heat and pure water. But wait, it gets better. Fifth, that waste heat is captured to power a little microturbine, squeezing out even more electricity. And finally, that pure water that was just created, it gets fed right back to the start of the process to be used all over again. A perfect, self-sustaining loop. Look at how resourceful this is. Absolutely nothing goes to waste. You get clean electricity for your house, you get hydrogen gas that you could even use for cooking, you get heat that makes more power, and you get water that just goes back into the system. And maybe the most important output of all is what's not on this list. Zero pollution, zero carbon emissions. Just clean, green energy. So, the result of all this clever reuse and integration? An incredible estimated energy efficiency of 80 to 85%. Now that is a stunningly high number for any energy system. It just proves how incredibly effective this closed-loop model can be. But this isn't just an idea for one single futuristic home. Oh no, the students who created this were thinking much, much bigger. Let's look at the future scope of this whole thing. The potential here is just massive. I mean, go beyond a single house. Imagine entire neighborhoods running on this system. Think about giving clean, reliable power to schools and hospitals in remote areas. The hydrogen it produces could even fuel our cars someday. This is a blueprint for a future where energy is truly local, resilient, and clean. This quote from the student's own project abstract just nails it. The goal isn't just about reducing our carbon footprint. It's about creating true energy freedom. It's about turning our homes from places that just consume power into places that actually produce it. So as we wrap up here, let's just take a step back and think about the big picture. What does an idea like the Smart Renewable House really represent? You know, this is so much more than a clever science project. It's a real, tangible blueprint for a cleaner, more self-reliant world. It shows that huge national goals, like India's green energy mission for 2047, can be sparked by brilliant innovation from the ground up. And really, that leaves us with one last powerful thought. What would our world look like if this wasn't just a concept, but a reality for everyone? What if every single home could be its own clean, self-sustaining power plant? The implications are just world-changing.